Welcome to the Growth Lottery series. The following guys featured hit said Growth Lottery and for one reason or another haven't taken it as far as their insane physical blessings suggested they would. What is the Growth Lottery? Well, basketball, unlike any other sport, is played at a level higher than most people can stand and reach without jumping, 10 feet to be exact. Therefore, the closer you are to reaching that height, the better chance you have to making the NBA. Whether you're blessed with height and or reach, or you're super athletic and can get to the same height as a player taller than yourself, you're now in position to fast track yourself to millions of dollars and peak social hierarchy. You hit the Growth Lottery. Few are born in this club, and in this new series, we'll strictly be talking about them. Episode 2, Hassan Adams, born June 20th, 1984. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth. Let's get it, man. Hassan Adams is from Inglewood, California. At his peak, he was a 6'4", 220-pound guard with a 6'10" wingspan and an insane 45-inch vertical. Some prospects like Adams were lucky enough to be blessed with outer-worldly athleticism that up to a point in his career, height didn't matter. In fact, none of the other things he lacked mattered up to a certain point in his career. Then things got rough and the tire met the road, so to speak. In the early 2000s, Hassan was considered the best leaper in all high school, and upon entering Arizona, he proved that if he wasn't the best leaper, he was at least in the conversation at the top end. Physically, when speaking about athletic ability and even size, Adams hit the Growth Lottery. With these lucky physical blessings, he took his career all the way to the NBA, where he played just 73 games. Why was that? Let's get into it. Salute to _Ronnie24E on IG for this request. What stunted Hassan Adams' lottery growth? Here's what I think. Stunt number 1, tweening. With all the athletic talent Hassan possessed and the solid height, strength, and toughness he had, he was still not a good enough shooter to play his best suited position for his size, which was shooting guard, and wasn't tall enough to play the position of small forward, which his skill set was best suited. At Westchester High School as a senior, Adams was a top 20 prospect, had won a state championship, and averaged 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. He was also a McDonald's All-American, which in 2002, you were a possible top 20 draft pick and maybe even lottery. Recruited by all the top schools in college basketball, especially on the West Coast in Cal, UCLA, Oregon, Kansas, and of course Arizona, he would choose to attend the Ludosin Rand program and made those teams after his 4 years some of the most stacked in college basketball. Those teams included Andre Iguodala, Salim Stoudemire, Channing Frye, Jason Gardner, Mustafa Shakur, and Will Bynum. Hassan fit right into the small forward position in college. As a freshman, he averaged 9 points a game, 3 rebounds, and shot 20% from 3. The following year as a sophomore, he had his best year of his college career. He averaged over 17 points, over 7 rebounds per game, and shot a career-high 38% from 3 while attempting over 3 a game. Many speculate that maybe that would have been a good time for him to leave early, and in hindsight, I can see that argument. You also have to understand the era where that really wasn't the common thing to do, unless you were really good individually, had team success going deep into the tournament and winning it all that year, or had clear-cut translational talent fitted for the league. Hassan individually that year was solid, not amazing. His team lost in the first round of the tournament to a Seton Hall team they should have beaten, and he was a small forward at best, masquerading as a shooting guard, which is where he'd be suited to play at the next level. Had he been a little taller or even had better suited skills for his height, for example a better handle, one that he could use to create his own shot consistently, an ability to create for teammates, and a better, more trustworthy jump shot. The latter, we'll see, didn't improve much over the course of his career. Yes, he hit the Growth Lottery, but at some point he trained the wrong skill set for the height he'd end up. Stunt number 2, shooting. The thing that comes with a tweener caught right in the middle of positions like small forward and shooting guard is they may lack the shooting necessary to play the smaller position. They have great height for it, but don't shoot well enough to give you confidence in them doing it consistently. And that word was a huge knock on Adams over the course of his career. Can he be consistent in the production you get from him shooting the ball? Yes, he had that great sophomore year from 3, but that was sandwiched by a 20% freshman three-point shooting season and a 30% junior season, which was a huge fall off from the previous year and complete red flag. We'll talk about why that may have been next. Then there's his all-important senior season, where he had his worst shooting year across the board. 26% from 3, 61% from the free throw line, 51 from 2 when he was always efficient from there for a total of 47%. Not that that's terrible, but it hurts a prospect when he's 1, stayed 4 years, and 2, had his worst shooting totals in his senior and final year. Now, to his defense, his shot attempts did increase a significant amount in that final year, so we have to remember how much of the offense he was responsible for. That said, to whom much is given, much is required. In your last season, you can't go out with those shooting numbers for no reason at all. That's the mindset you need when trying to capitalize on the growth lottery you were so fortunate to hit. Especially when you're in a confusing position and not a clear fit for a team's offense in any way outside your natural athletic gifts. Over the course of that time, his teams were fortunate to make it to 2 regional finals, but lost both times. They had the talent to win it all each year, but never got over the hump. As a senior, he was the leader of a team that lost in the second round to Villanova, with him going 9 for 19 and 0 for 3 from 3. Not a good look entering the draft. Stunt number 3, discipline. Another huge stunt in Adams' career is him not being as disciplined as he should have been over the course of his college career. In that span, he'd managed to rack up 3 huge incidents in just his senior year alone of all times. Let's not forget, this was the former California Mr. Basketball and seen as a possible top pick at the time. Most draft boards had him as a surefire lottery pick and for sure first round. Why'd he manage to slip all the way to 54, almost out of the 60 total selections, with 26 of the 30 teams passing on him at least one time? Portland and Seattle, who watched him closely being a Pac-10 guy, passed 4 and 3 times on him respectively. Well, those incidents as a senior, 2 as driving infractions for allegedly driving under the influence with a blood alcohol level above 0.08, and the other for speeding, which he would acquire at least one more time 3 months after. Another incident because he wouldn't leave a party after officers told him to, which shows he may have authority problems, which is a red flag for teams wanting to uphold a certain image. Picking up from what we mentioned earlier, the reason many believe his numbers began to dip is because of how well he was playing before the infractions with the law and being suspended for the Pac-10 tournament where he was averaging 18 points a game prior. Before his DUI arrest, he ranked 21st as a draft prospect, and by the time of the final rankings, he was at 47. It was a direct result of him being perceived as a guy with focus issues, lacked leadership, being again, this was not his freshman year. This was him as a senior, and not having the discipline to be an upstanding representation of not only the team he'd play for, but the entire league for that matter. He wound up going 54th overall to the New Jersey Nets because they liked his toughness shown to still work out for them, even with a stress fracture in his foot that was detected prior to said workout. He would play 61 games for them as a rookie and averaged 2.9 points a game, 66% from the free throw line, and didn't attempt a 3. He was waived after that season. He would move on to a few overseas teams before getting a 12-game opportunity with Toronto for the 08-09 season, but was traded and immediately waived on January 7, 2009. From there, it's been overseas ball for him ever since. His career in the NBA lasted just 73 games. All in all, Hassan Adams was a unique player that was gifted athletically to say the least, but for reasons mostly in his control, he didn't capitalize on that lottery, and for these reasons, his growth was stunted. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth, and I'm out.